6 signs of a foolish woman. Are you wise or foolish? Have you ever wondered what truly defines wisdom or foolishness? It's not about intelligence, education, or how many books you've read. True wisdom is reflected in how you live, think, and treat others. According to the ancient Stoics, foolishness is more than a lack of intelligence. It's failing to live according to reason and virtue. Today, we're exploring a topic that might make you pause and reflect. The 6 key signs of a foolish woman, based on Stoic philosophy. But before jumping to conclusions, let's clarify something. This isn't about labeling or judging. Stoicism isn't about pointing fingers. It's a philosophy of self-reflection, growth, and personal accountability. These 6 signs aren't just traits that someone else might exhibit. Instead, consider them a mirror for reflecting on your own actions, thoughts, and life. Stoicism teaches that wisdom is a journey, not a destination. No one is perfect, not me, not you. The goal here is not perfection but progress. Why Stoicism? Stoicism is one of the most practical and enduring philosophies ever developed. It doesn't deal with abstract ideas or unattainable ideals. Instead, it focuses on mastering your mindset, directing attention to what you can control, and living a life rooted in virtue. Philosophers like Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus dedicated their lives to teaching how to navigate life's challenges with calm, clarity, and strength. Their lessons are just as relevant today as they were thousands of years ago. So, what does Stoicism say about foolishness? How can we identify and overcome habits and mindsets that prevent us from living a meaningful life? And more importantly, how can we apply these ancient lessons to our modern lives? Let's dive into the 6 signs of a foolish woman, not with judgment but with a mindset for growth and learning. Ready? Let's begin. Sign 1. Prioritizing appearance over character. Imagine meeting someone who seems to have it all together: perfect makeup, stylish clothes, and a flawless social media feed. At first, they might seem confident and successful, but upon closer look, you realize there's little depth beneath the surface. Their focus is entirely on how they look, not who they are. According to the Stoics, this obsession with appearance is a clear sign of foolishness. Why? Because true value lies in virtues, character, and the soul. Marcus Aurelius, one of the greatest Stoic philosophers, said, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." This means that who you are inside defines you, not how you look on the outside. There's nothing wrong with taking pride in your appearance. It shows self-respect. However, when appearance takes priority over character, the things that truly matter, such as kindness, wisdom, and resilience, are neglected. Beauty fades with time, but virtues endure. Focusing too much on looks distracts from more important pursuits like self-growth and building meaningful relationships. When beauty begins to fade, or someone more attractive comes along, you risk feeling empty because your sense of worth was tied to something temporary. The Stoics would advise focusing on inner beauty, values, integrity, and kindness. Ultimately, what matters is the person you are becoming, not how others perceive you. Sign 2. Ignoring personal responsibility. Taking responsibility for your actions is not always easy, but according to the Stoics, it's essential for living a wise and meaningful life. Have you ever met someone who blames everyone but themselves for their problems? Whether it's their job, partner, or just bad luck. While life can throw unfair circumstances our way, Stoics believed that focusing too much on external factors is a sign of foolishness. Why? Because it takes away your power. Epictetus, a famous Stoic philosopher, taught that we cannot choose our external circumstances, but we can always choose how we respond to them. Blaming others for your struggles doesn't just make you look immature. It keeps you stuck. When you take responsibility for your actions, even in difficult situations, you regain control over your life and begin the process of growth and improvement. Instead of blaming others or external factors, ask yourself, what can I control? Blaming might feel satisfying in the short term, but it's a trap that prevents personal growth. Seneca once said, "It is not because things are difficult that we do not dare. It is because we do not dare that they are difficult." Taking ownership of your life, even when it's uncomfortable, is key to achieving progress. Sign 3. Overvaluing others' opinions. Today's world, especially with social media, makes it easy to care too much about what others think. Whether it's likes on your posts or worrying about what people will say about your decisions, living for others' approval is one of the fastest ways to lose yourself. The Stoics were clear on this. Marcus Aurelius once remarked, "We love ourselves more than others, yet we care more about their opinions than our own." When you seek validation from others, you lose focus on your own path. You start asking, what will others think, instead of what aligns with my values. The Stoics believed that true wisdom comes from living in alignment with your own principles, not someone else's expectations. You can't control how others see you, but you can control how you see yourself. Epictetus advised, "If you are ever tempted to seek outside approval, realize that you have compromised your integrity. Instead of looking for validation from others, be your own witness to your worth and decisions." The Stoic approach to feedback and wisdom It's essential to be mindful of others' opinions, but the Stoics would advise us to listen to feedback with an open mind without allowing it to define us. There's a distinct difference between constructive feedback, which fosters growth, and toxic validation, which keeps us trapped. Here's a practical takeaway. The next time you find yourself worrying about what others think, pause and reflect on these questions. 1. Why do their opinions matter to me? 2. Am I living in alignment with my values? 3. If no one else were watching, would I still make the same decision? Shifting your focus from external validation to internal integrity allows you to break free from the exhausting cycle of people-pleasing. Wisdom, as the Stoics would remind us, isn't about being liked by everyone. It's about staying true to yourself. Your worth isn't up for debate. It's something you define for yourself. Emotional instability and overreaction. Let's explore the 4th sign of foolishness. Emotional instability and overreaction. Picture this. You're in a conversation, and a minor disagreement suddenly escalates into a heated argument. Voices are raised, tempers flare, and before you know it, the situation spirals out of control. Alternatively, perhaps you've seen someone let a minor inconvenience, like being stuck in traffic, ruin their entire day. Sound familiar? According to Stoic wisdom, allowing emotions to control you is a sign of foolishness. The Stoics believed that while emotions are natural, overreacting to them or letting them dictate your actions means failing to live rationally. As Seneca, one of the great Stoic philosophers, said, "A man is as unhappy as he has convinced himself he is." In other words, much of our suffering arises not from the situation itself but from how we react to it. Stoicism isn't about suppressing emotions or pretending they don't exist. It's about how you respond to them. The Stoics taught us to pause, reflect, and choose a response that aligns with reason and virtue. Emotional instability clouds judgment. When anger, fear, or frustration take control, you're more likely to make decisions you'll regret. You may hurt loved ones, escalate situations unnecessarily, or damage your relationships and reputation. Epictetus beautifully stated, "It's not what happens to you but how you react to it that matters." This is one of the core teachings of Stoicism. While you can't control everything that happens in life, you can control your response. Master your response and you master your life. So, how can you practice emotional stability? Here are a few strategies inspired by Stoicism. 1. Pause before reacting. When emotions start bubbling up, take a deep breath and give yourself a moment to process before responding. 2. Reframe the situation. Ask yourself, is this really worth getting upset over? Often the answer is no. 3. Focus on what you can control. If the situation is out of your hands, don't waste energy on it. Instead, focus on your mindset, actions, and perspective. Remember, calmness is a superpower. When you stay grounded in chaos, you not only protect your peace but also inspire others to do the same. Materialism and greed. Now, let's discuss the 5th sign of foolishness. Materialism and greed. Imagine someone obsessed with acquiring more money, more possessions, more status symbols. They measure success not by their character or happiness, but by the size of their bank account or the designer labels they own. Sound familiar? The Stoics were critical of materialism. They believed that an obsession with material wealth is a sure sign of foolishness. Why? Because material things are temporary, external, and ultimately beyond our control. Epictetus once said, "Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants." The more you chase material things, the more you'll find yourself enslaved by them. You'll constantly desire more, never feeling satisfied, always searching for the next thing to fill the void inside. Think about it. How many people do you know who seem to have it all, money, cars, a big house, but are miserable? That's because materialism is a trap. It distracts you from what truly matters: relationships, purpose, and inner peace. The Stoics taught that true wealth lies not in what you own, but in being content with what you already have. Materialism isn't just about owning luxury items. It's also about seeking external validation. Maybe you're not obsessed with possessions, but you find yourself chasing status or recognition. You think, if I just get that promotion, that degree, or buy that one thing, I'll feel fulfilled. The Stoics would tell you this mindset leads nowhere. True fulfillment comes from within, not from external sources. So, how can you break free from materialism and greed? The Stoics practiced voluntary discomfort. They would intentionally live without luxuries to remind themselves that they didn't need them to thrive. While you don't have to take such extremes, you can adopt a similar mindset by asking yourself, what am I grateful for right now? Do I really need this thing? Or am I trying to fill an emotional void? Am I living according to my values? Or am I chasing things that won't bring lasting happiness? The Stoics believed simplicity is freedom. When you stop tying your happiness to material things, you break free from the endless cycle of wanting and chasing. You start focusing on what truly matters: your growth, your relationships, and your legacy. Avoiding self-reflection and growth. Finally, let's discuss the sixth sign of foolishness: avoiding self-reflection and growth. Let's be honest, no one likes confronting their flaws. It's easier to blame others, distract ourselves with entertainment, or pretend everything is fine. But the Stoics believed that avoiding self-reflection is one of the greatest obstacles to wisdom. Marcus Aurelius, the philosopher king, had a powerful nightly practice. He would reflect on his actions, thoughts, and decisions from the day, asking himself, what did I do well? What could I have done better? Where did I fall short of my values? This practice wasn't about self-criticism, but about growth. The Stoics believed that wisdom comes from constantly evaluating ourselves, learning from our mistakes, and striving to improve. When you avoid self-reflection, you stagnate. You continue repeating the same mistakes, wondering why nothing changes. Over time, this leads to frustration, resentment, and regret. The Stoics would argue that self-reflection is the foundation of a virtuous life. It's how you align your actions with your values, recognize when you're off track, and course correct. So, how can you practice self-reflection? Here are a few tips. 1. Journaling. Take a few minutes daily to write about your thoughts, feelings, and actions. Ask yourself, what went well today? What could I improve? 2. Mindful moments. Pause throughout the day to check in with yourself. Are your actions aligned with your values? 3. Seek feedback. Ask trusted friends or mentors for honest feedback and be open to hearing it without defensiveness. Remember, self-reflection isn't about perfection. It's about progress. Growth is a lifelong journey. Don't be afraid to look inward, even when it's uncomfortable. That's where true transformation begins. Conclusion: the path to wisdom. So, there you have it. The 6 signs of foolishness according to Stoic wisdom: prioritizing appearance over character, avoiding self-responsibility, overvaluing others' opinions, emotional instability, materialism, and avoiding self-reflection and growth. However, these signs aren't meant to label or judge others. They serve as a reminder of where we can all grow. The Stoics believe that wisdom is a journey, not a destination, and the good news is we all have the ability to cultivate it. It starts with self-awareness, acknowledging where we've fallen short without judgment, and then having the courage to challenge our old habits and embrace a life of virtue, reason, and purpose. Let me leave you with this question. Which of these 6 signs resonates with you the most? Is there an area in your life where you could apply Stoic wisdom and make a positive change? Remember, even the smallest step toward growth is a step in the right direction. If this video gave you something to think about, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with someone who might need some Stoic inspiration. Let's keep the conversation going. Drop a comment below and tell me which lesson you'll focus on today. Thanks for watching. As always, keep striving for wisdom, growth, and inner peace. You've got this.